Hello, my name is Harry Tambuatco. I will ask you the question. Is there politics in what we call the arts? Is there politics in the music? The only politics I can think of is the fact that we Filipinos can develop expertise in the sensitivity of concert pianists in the roles of the majestic, what do you call it, these people who bring music and song into the life, not necessarily just for commercial, not just for commercial sale, but expertise. I can't keep repeating that word. I guess it falls in the realm of classical music, but why not? And how deep are we? What is the appreciation like? What are the intricacies of how you manage this, how you develop this, how do you bring this out? How do you even source these people? These kids who grow up to be like this. Hindi naman pwedeng, porkit mayaman ka, bibiling ko yan, gusto ko maging concert pianist bukas. Magkano yan? 1,000,000? Hindi pwede yun eh. It needs development, but even before that, discipline, but even before that, first the talent. And then the understanding of what it is. Ikaw ba, tayo mga Pilipino, isipin mo, ang anak ko gusto maging musikero, biglang, wag, huwag maging musikero yan. Pero kung concert pianist yan, bata pa lang, kita mo yung mga ads natin, ang mga lumalabas na panggatas. First thing they do is they show the brilliance of kids, the innate talent that seems to come out when they're young. Now, what do we do? And what do many parents have done? Well, they've developed it. And now we are here to reap the benefits as Filipinos, to enjoy it, to be proud of it. I'd like to bring you back to our guests. We have Chingay Lagdameo. Chingay, you were saying, when you create programs, and as Laling was explaining, the seasonal performance grid, so to speak, how do you identify all these different stars, experts?
Well,
Maestros. Ayun ang tawag niya, maestro, no?
maestro,
Maestros,
that's right.
maestro.
Well, first of all, when we sat down with Laling and some members of the board, and especially with Chino, our conductor, music director, we said, what can we offer for this 15th concert season that has astounded the world? And why is this music still alive today? So we went back. We actually went back 1 century, and he said, what were the greatest...
1 century.
What were the greatest piano concertos that were composed and are still being performed today? So we came out with a list. And then we looked at the public and we said, how do we get these to the audience and get them to appreciate it? So with the help of Chino, we picked out what he considered were first what was going to be melodiously possible, what had been created and popularized through the decades, that's another one, and then what would also be contemporary that would be exciting to watch. All these concerts were exciting. They have prevailed through the decades. So the audience for our concert season will actually listen and observe these piano concertos that were performed by great masters of piano and the flute, and if they had survived the decades, then perhaps it's time for our Filipino audience to be exposed to them. Undoubtedly, they've been performed. So the next question was, who among the Filipino artists that we have who are excellent pianists could we invite to join the MMCO? And that is the reason the artists featured in the 15th concert season are outstanding. They're
Literally outstanding.
Yes, they are outstanding.
Laling, you were mentioning, you were explaining, you were trying to stress a point during the break about sound, the perfection of sound, the sensitivity of sound. How did you want to explain that?
We always strive in Metro Manila Concert Orchestra. We always strive for excellence, okay, in everything we do, okay. And in fact, our musicians are very young musicians. Majority of them.
I met one, Panganiban, Artemio Panganiban,
yes,
the third.
Archie.
But the musicians, the strings, you know, the mga bata yan, they are from age range of 20 to 30 years old.
Bata nga.
Yes. but they are fantastic. They are
discipline in
so enthusiastic. They are so, they are perfectionists. And so we always strive for excellence in everything that we do. In rehearsals, for example, the discipline, our conductor demands excellence from each and every musician. And also when we choose our soloists, whether they be pianists, flutists, or whatever instrument they play, we always would like to choose the ones who can give the audience the brilliance of Filipino talent, the brilliance of the particular concerto that they will be performing. And so these are the considerations that we have in choosing our guest pianists, our guest soloists.
But going back to now that you're performing these, the great music, because this is the great music of Europe, this is the old culture, the old world. This is even Hitler was he loved classical music, and those had culture that grew up the years. Diba European, known for Europeans.
Yes.
Naintindihan ba ng Pilipino?
Well, you have some of them in the.
No, I
in
know
the
it's growing,
tones.
but without you people, wala,
Yeah,
there is no
constant
understanding. But is it growing? I know you have followers,
Yeah.
and it's growing and it's growing. Pero is it growing fast enough?
Harry, that is precisely why we introduced with MMCO, every time we have a concert, a symphony concert, we always give the background of the
Exploratory. May
the com-
explanation.
the composer,
Right,
the
History.
concerto,
May
the-
nagsasalita.
yes, the era, okay, and also
To set the mood, so to speak,
yes,
to understand.
and we give a background of the soloist
I
as well.
We tried
Yeah.
something different last August 7. We had 2 theater actors come out and tell the story of the composer and the music. And the audience, we encourage the members of the audience to bring their children to introduce to them that going to a symphony concert is not boring,
No, it's not.
right? Because they have this impression, classical symphony orchestra is going to be boring. But surprisingly, we got a lot of comments, even from the kids, that they enjoyed it. They enjoyed. And then there's another thing, though, about the musicians. Yes, they're young, but they started studying the violin and the musical instrument
Early
age. So
wala pang
even
10 years old, tumitira
they're
na.
already playing. So that's the kind of training, the discipline, and the commitment that many members in our orchestra have. If you ask them, when did you start? They'll tell you, I started when I was 8 years old.
Imagine.
So they're playing in the orchestra. Yes, they're young, but they're very disciplined.
You, Abel, how do you understand it? How do you comprehend the audience, the Filipino audience, the growth and comprehension or appreciation of the music? Because your music is so disciplined.
Yes. Well, definitely this the crowd, the audience is becoming bigger. I was in a concert, I attended a concert 2 days ago at the Meralco Theater, and the audience was huge. It was an opera of...
Oh, mas mahirap ang opera.
Yeah,
Kasi
yeah.
foreign language yan eh.
Yeah, and,
Mahirap-hirap pa yan.
they also imported singers. It was a mix of local and foreign performers, and it was well received by the audience, and I think it's very promising.
Abel, if I may ask on a personal basis, how do you handle your life? I mean, do you still go dancing? Do you go to discos? I mean, no, because I'm pianist when it comes to
Practice
maestro.
talaga.
Your quality, no? I'm talking your expertise, your height that you've received, considering your academics are there. I mean, your discipline goes back to the academics as well as the performance.
Yes.
The instrument, the piano. How? Gee, I don't know how to ask this question.
Do you have a life?
No,
Do you
yeah,
have a
do you have a
life?
life? Are you a nerd? Are you normal? I mean, do you eat breakfast at the same time we do? I mean, do you get up and sleep? Hindi, kasi ang hirap eh, and discipline of a master is almost heavenly, di ba? It's so high, yeah. We are normals. You're a little above.
I guess that's why I'm still single.
No, but it must be difficult.
It is. It is. I don't have. I have a social life, but I think it's just about 5% or 10% of.
It's
my
all about the
life.
music
Yeah,
now.
it's really, when I have concerts, I really spend a lot of time on the piano, practicing in my room, and it's when you're practicing, you don't want to be disturbed. You're just there. You're alone. It's all done in
But how do you
solitude. But
handle that solemnity with your instrument? I mean, it can drive you crazy.
no, but it's my life. I'm
That's
one
what I'm
with the
trying
piano.
to talk about. You see, ang buhay mo, your passion is one and the same.
Yes.
It is not giving into one or the other. You are one and the same with your instrument.
Exactly.
You're weird. Okay. How can we promote the music even further? Aren't you not disappointed? For example, this presidency in the last 5 years, in fact, even GMA, I hate to say it, the 9 years we've had with her, the promotion of the arts have been a bit left wanting. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think with Ming Ramos, well, meron din, pero iba talaga yung Imelda Marcos, no?
Yes, because she supported the arts really.
No, she loved
and she
it.
supported the artists.
Yes, and she went out of her way,
Her way,
which
yes.
is why we have the beautiful halls, di ba? The cultural center, and she promoted, may mga protege yan eh, di ba? And how nice to promote them because she was trying to tell Europe, we may be living in the equator, but we've come down from the trees, appreciate your art, and can play it just as well as you have.
That is why, Harry, with the MMCO, we now go to schools because we believe that music appreciation should start
The youth.
from the
Yes.
young ages.
It's the youth and the teachers
Yeah.
who must be involved because
Yeah.
But
teachers
teachers are all leaving. They're going to China. They're going everywhere else for better pay. I don't blame them.
For example,
We're losing our talent.
For example, we went to De La Salle University, okay? And the president then was very supportive, and he was in our board. So we
good.
asked if we could
perform.
have a concert there. And it was a different kind of concert, okay? And a flash mob sort of
Wow,
thing.
really?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
In the
you even do
campus.
that, huh?
Yes.
You won't believe
That's a
it.
very interesting
Yes.
platform.
We
Flash mob, my
Flash
God.
mob.
arranged the music that they were very familiar with, like Titanium, can you imagine? The Beatles. But that's arranged for the orchestra. And we had, like in La Salle,
Pero
well,
modern
I'd rather-
music yun eh.
But I'd rather talk maybe about Batangas when we went to the
Batangas.
Oblates. 10,000 students in the Batangas
The
City
Coliseum.
Sports Complex. They brought their teachers. The teachers were there. The parents were there. And we're aligned. Our school concert series aligned to the K-12 of the curriculum. So we introduced them the sequence from Mozart all the way up to our Filipino classics.
Oh, I love the Kundiman. I mean, I favor the Kundiman.
And
Pero
you
ibang
won't believe it.
musiko ng Pilipino rin eh. Yun lang masyado mat-reports eh. Parati, tunk, 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 puro ganun.
Oh, well,
Sabagay, so it's the classical.
But
And
that's a
we had
different.
the students.
Different.
We had the students performing
Yeah.
with us, and that really brought attention.
The
that
choir.
the choir that sang with us, the soloists came from the school themselves. So we gave them the scores. They studied it, and then I think the interaction there between one of their fellow students performing with the orchestra really created an impact. So
May synergy, so the
Yeah.
others can
so I
see.
guess that's how we can begin to get the young really involved. Because it was saying, like, if you can enjoy this popular music, but it's handled by an orchestra, you can learn to enjoy Mozart and Wagner and so on. That's what we gave.
I love Wagner. But you have to be solemn. You have to be in a certain mood. Diba? Abel, how do you compete in Europe? Because these people, this is their history.
Yeah.
Tayo, we have our own culture and history and music. Because the Filipino is rich with music also, di ba? I mean, look at all our old movies. Bakiani, Neneng, yung mga ibang kundim. Ang gaganda ng musikong Pilipino. But you have entered the realm of maestros. These are world class. You are in the same vicinity. How do you walk with the masters? Di ba, ang hirap eh.
Siguro po yung advantage natin is, my advantage is being a Filipino. To have that Filipino soul is different.
Iba, no?
Iba po yan.
Iba sa Chinese,
Yeah.
wala eh.
So when I play, for example, this is a classic. While I was in Japan, my teacher would go, bring out that Filipino in you.
See?
Uh-huh.
And then when I was in Berlin, my teacher there said the same thing. Where is that Filipino in you? Bring it out. Yeah. So that's the
With passion
the
pa.
unique
Galit
element.
pa.
I think that's one element that makes me my playing probably unique. Yeah.
There are many concerts in Berlin where you are and where you stay, and you get to see a lot of them. Do you get to meet these masters as well?
Oh,
Top guys today. What you would consider top, of course.
the top. Well, I've played with some of them, like some string players, some.
You would
some
consider
wind,
yourself top.
Well, there's a lot of great names, really. I'm just.
Pilipino talaga yun. Kuna sa yabang eh. Kaya sabihin mo, hindi, ako ang pinakamagaling. Pilipino ako dyan eh. Di ba? That sort of thing.
He's very modest.
We have some great players here. I'd like to feature, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to have a video grab because the Metro Manila Orchestra concert orchestra has gone around and promoted a lot of talents. And let me endorse them or introduce them to you. We only have a video grab, so this will have to do. Can you explain who these people are? Of course, the top person there, the picture in the top is Mr. Galang, and the person in the bottom,
That's Aima Labra Mac.
an instrument,
Piano.
also a pianist.
She resides in Vienna.
Vienna naman.
Yes.
Ang galing naman ng mga talents niya. Puro imported, pero Filipino, going abroad.
Actually, she's in Graz, no? In Graz, in Austria.
And Austria.
And she was...
She resides there.
Yes. For 30 years, she has been there.
Because of her music as well?
Yes.
Because you're in the right environment.
And she's married.
And she's married.
Ah,
She
that's
married.
We have another photo here. Maybe we can, you can explain who these two are.
Oh, the top one is our conductor, Josefino Chino Toledo. And then
The one in the bottom.
the bottom, that's Raul Sunico.
That's Raul Sunico.
Yes, and
He's
he's
the dean of the School of Music of UST.
and
That's
president of the CCP.
Yes, president of
Yes.
the CCP.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also awarded with the NCAA or
NCCA. Yes.
as an artist of an artist? Yes,
He was-
national artist.
No, not national artist,
Hindi
but
national.
he's been multi-awarded.
Yes,
And he was selected as one of the 10 outstanding young men, but particularly in the area of art. Of the arts, performing arts, music especially.
That one on top is, he was here before. You featured him.
Artemio
That's
Panganiban
Jose
III.
Artemio Panganiban III.
Third.
And he will play for us Brahms 1 in October. October 21.
And this
And
one,
the other one
The other one
is
in the bottom.
Albert Chu. Of course, Archie, the one on top, he resides in New York City.
That's right.
Yes.
He was here.
He
telling
is
us.
also a financial wizard with
Sabi niya
J.P.
na-
Morgan.
Yes, he's into finance.
Yes, Albert Chu resides in Singapore. He teaches in a university. And
We
Chris,
have two more photos here. Here, we'll get a video grab of this.
you might
Here
want
we go.
that's Christine Coyuto.
Cuyuto.
Yes, she's been identified as a poetess of the piano. She resides here.
Why a poetess for a piano? Iba, no? Poet, piano. Ba, okay,
She's-
Lyrical?
She's lyrical, but she is also what would you say? If you listen to Christine play, you will experience a lot of the spirit. I think when you're lyrical, you lift your spirits up and tune in.
I wonder if
The
it comes
different-
out in the Porsches, in the fancy cars her husband or father promotes in the market.
With the Audi.
With the Audi. Is it Audi? Yeah. I mean, those are
Audi.
performance cars. And the woman in the bottom.
Is her daughter, who is
wow,
really
galing.
a very gifted,
Caitlin.
gifted flutist. She's Caitlin. She's studying right now in the United States.
So dalawa sila, my gosh, they could just
Yes.
jam together, so to speak, and enjoy the music, no?
She's
How
playing-
nice if in family you have a
Yes.
sibling, no?
Well, they play together in some concerts. But Christine is doing Ravel, and she's doing an adaptation of Rodrigo guitar selection that's been transposed into flute.
Wow.
So that's January 8th.
With this one, we had a concert. Let me just show you this whole poster here. You may have missed this. The Sound of Excellence. This was last week, August 7. Am I
Yes,
correct?
August
And it featured many different artists. Is that
Um,
correct?
no,
No, only
I'm a
Ima.
Labra Mac.
And we featured Jerfil Flores.
And also Crystal Rodis
Rodis.
Concepcion flute, soloist for flute.
I'd like to take you into a situation. I'm a viewer. I'm watching it. Pinakinggan ko kayo. Wow, Harry's not talking politics. He's talking music. And of all, it's not even jazz or pop. He's talking very
Classical.
serious music,
Yes,
classical.
classical.
And the people on TV with him are very serious about their foundation, their advocacy. Now, I'm going to take the view of the audience. Nanonood ako. Ano magandang gawin ko dyan? Naririnig ko yung classical pero nandito sa 97.6 ata yan, Far East Radio something.
Radio,
Pero
DCFE.
DCFE. Pero identified yan sa Catholic eh, parang ganon. Ako naman, gusto ko lang yung musiko. Paano ako matuto? How do I appreciate it? How do I follow the Metro Manila Concert Orchestra? If anything, can they even subscribe to it, so to speak, to be
Yes.
like a following patron?
Yes, they can.
They can. How would they
Definitely.
do that?
Well, we have very special prices for students.
Pero nasa internet kayo.
We're-
How
We have
do
a
they reach?
website.
You have a website.
We have a website.
And the website is,
Metro Manila Concert Orchestra.
isa-isa niyo po
It-
yan,
the-
Metro Manila
Concert
Concert
www.
Orchestra.
And
Pag
it has a
sinabi,
dash MMCO. That's
MMCO,
the
pwede na
Facebook-
yun. As
Yes,
meron
that's
din
a
kayong Facebook.
fan page.
So, the idea is to participate, patronize. Participate, yes. How do they participate? By being,
Actively there, present. That's one.
uh,
Because the only way you learn to appreciate music is to get exposed to it also. And it's
how
very,
come
You know,
classical?
it's classical music. It's one of the finer things in life, Harry. And we would like not only rich audiences, but also the general public. And we also go to marginalized communities, and we perform for these communities, for the underprivileged, who otherwise would not have the
Pero
opportunity.
naintindihan ba nila? With me, when you put 30, 40, 50 piece, how big a piece is the Metro Manila Concert
it's
Orchestra?
55.
Can you
piece
imagine?
orchestra.
55 instruments playing in unison, an ensemble of all the beautiful instruments intergoing in and out, harmony in fifths, sevenths, whatever, diba? And it's going in and out, lyrical, and yet so yung up and down, you know, it gets louder, it gets softer. How come they, parang, it's not easy to get into it, and yet when you hear it live, it will,
It's a different
it
experience.
takes you away. There is no doubt. Bakit kaya around the world hindi naging popular? Pop, as in pop. Every time I think of classical music, I have to put down my San Mig light. I have to bring up a glass of champagne or a nice glass of red. No, really. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
you don't go to a concert wearing jeans. Excuse me. A colorless T-shirt. I mean, bravado. I mean, magbihis ka naman, di ba? Seryoso itong musiko nito. Comb your hair and be civilized. It's civilized after all. If it survived hundreds, I mean, how many centuries classical music has survived? Di ba? Non-stop yan eh. Kaya ba ng Pilipino? Kaya. You're
Kaya.
seeing it.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
Europeano, no doubt. No problem. They grew up with it. The Americans, I don't know. Everyone's into hip-hop and their pants are falling. You know, it's different. Eh. But in Europe talaga, yes. And we're bringing it in here.
But I think if we devote, especially for the kids, in their education, if we devote time, if we expose them to arts, you know, at such
Paano ka
a
na-expose?
young age.
Teacher mo in grade school?
No, my mother.
Oh, see, there.
Yeah.
Your mother was a pianist and
Yes,
loved
yes,
classical
yes,
music.
yes. And my
Yeah,
lolo
yeah.
was also a pianist. So
O kaya pala.
But Harry, you talk about politics. And I think where the politics comes in here is that education must be able to introduce within the curriculum. This is something like what K to 12 has done.
Elementary
grades-
or
No, that's
secondary?
That's why it's K to 12. It's kindergarten
Yes.
to grade 12.
When should we introduce music? All throughout.
All
All
throughout.
throughout.
From the beginning.
So a class, a regular part of the
Yes.
curriculum.
From the beginning.
Right, and that's where the politics comes in, because there's got to be the political will to put it into the educational curriculum of every child.
Sabagay, when I was in
Yeah.
school, we did have that, but that's Ateneo. I don't know if the public schools do it. It had an effect on me. My first instrument was the big drum in a parade, you know, boom, boom, boom. But it was still nice to be part of some orchestration and assembly of different sound. But the public school, dapat same.
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
Pero malakas
Same.
dito, di ba, yung mga banda
Right.
that marching bands.
Marching
Yes.
bands.
The politicians
Yeah.
are the ones who put money into it, diba? And they're the ones who dress them up in nice costumes and whatnot. And actually, it's a very strong political move when they move them around. Mga banda-banda with may mga lyre and whatnot. Pero in classical, mas maganda sana if they could just, konti na lang, ano, just a little bit over.
Actually put it
Well, Harry, I would like to call on all the politicians who are campaigning or who will start campaigning.
Finally, someone's
Please.
saying it.
Please, all the candidates, why don't you have a classical symphony orchestra for your for the
Fantastic.
electorate?
It's something similar to what Venezuela has done. Every township in
Yeah.
Venezuela,
Meron.
they gathered the underprivileged youth and they put them
Perform.
into performance. Yes.
Yeah.
We're
Yes,
reaching the end.
somebody's doing that here. That's John M. Cruz,
Oh.
one of our foremost pianists here
You see,
in the
even that
Philippines.
work, but that has to be supported because it's not easy
Yeah.
to
Kulang
just
pa.
come out. Oo.
Well, sana
Funding.
lang mainstream media, no? Instead of the typical ati-atihan that they're gyrating all over the place, and it's just tempo. It's like gee, we've come down from the trees. We're no longer dancing to the drums. We are enjoying the beautiful instrument called the piano. We're at the end of the program, so a very quick message to our viewer. Well, let's start with the maestro.
Well, please try to enjoy classical music by tuning into 97.6.
Yes,
98.7.
98.6. Thank you.
I like to listen to that a lot.
98.7.
Laling Ordonez.
Yes, I would like to appeal to all Filipinos, young and old, to please open your minds and open your hearts to classical music, because we would like at Metro Manila Concert Orchestra to always give you the sound of excellence, because we are all made in the image and likeness of God. And what more can we give to glorify Him but excellent music, the sound of excellence?
Hallelujah. But wait, this is not a religious show. Let's go back to politics. Chingay.
Well, I'd like to end with one very strong objective of the MMCO, which was a program that was started 8 years ago. We include in every concert music composed by a Filipino composer. In fact, we have a program called Music Under Construction, which is supported by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, that we have right now 36 original compositions for orchestra, composed by young Filipino composers. So our objective is we also want to be able to expose the Filipino composer to the opportunity to perform with a symphony orchestra.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you are. See, may laban ng Pilipino. Very quickly, I'd like to feature again just one more time. Can we buy these CDs here?
Unfortunately, not yet.
You
but,
can, okay. Can we
Very-
download
very
it?
soon.
Can we
Yes.
find out, can we read about you and your
Yes, that can be
you know?
downloaded through Spotify. Spotify.
Spotify.
Yes.
Good. That's good. Spotify is
And
nice.
iTunes, I think. It's
Okay.
in there.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, yan, tama nga naman yan. Ano? Alam mo mga politiko natin, nagiging talagang komedyano. Nakikita natin ang tawag dyan, epal. Ang nangyayari dyan, habang maaga, habang hindi pa labag sa batas, lahat lumalabas na at nangangampanya. Alam mo, kesa ng bobola, naglalakad sa mga dagat ng basura. At kung ano man, ano kaya ilabas ang seryoso na kampanya? Kung seryoso ang politiko, ilabas niya ang background o kung kasama niya ay seryoso rin na plataforma. Ang tawag diyan liriko o ang tawag kanyari klasikal. Bakit? Why not? As I said so many times, we're not only down from the streets. We have built cities. We've created the traffic and breathed in the smog, all because of our civility. And we choose our leaders. But when we do, can you imagine if it came with classical music that is real, sincere, tsaka with intellect? Instead of gyrating to the eights and whatnot that you see on television with the beat of the drums as if we were African. We're not that dark, you know. We're Malay color. We're a little better. Hindi naman ganun ang labanan ng Pilipino eh. Tsaka pagyayabang po natin, meron na tayong Metro Manila Concert Orchestra. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much, guys.
You are what you watch.